Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be diving into how to use Discord, which is where the Traders Guild community is housed at the moment. So it's going to be a walkthrough as to how to utilize the Traders Guild community. And if you're a part of other servers or new to Discord, it'll help you out in general. But the main prerogative is to help you navigate within our server. And if you're not already a part of the community for some reason, maybe you'll end up in the right place. All right. So that's what we're going to be diving into today. All right. So naturally, once you've made it into any server, they're usually going to typically have some sort of a verification page. But this is the Traders Guild server. And hopefully you already watched the video as to how to join the server. If not, you can comment below and we can help you out. But for the most part, any server that you join are typically going to have some sort of a verification page where you have to accept the rules or click some sort of a button so that you can actually type in the server, communicate, just so that we keep weirdos out. You know, there's a lot of spam and AI and stuff like that running around. So this is typically the first page you'll land on. So with the Traders Guild, for example, once you react to this message with a trophy, and reactions are similar to like in your iMessage or your text messages when you hold a message down and you can click on a reaction. The same similar thing exists in Discord, right? And so this is that reaction button. So you would just click that reaction button and it will naturally give you access and verify you to the remainder of the server. All right. Now, the way that Discord works as a whole, just to kind of give you a quick overview, is there's a number of different sections to it. All right. So on the left hand side, you're going to see a list of the servers you're a part of. A server is another word for community, group, whatever the case is, right? So your groups and servers you're a part of are going to be on the left hand side over here. And so you can click on it to make sure that you're inside of it. By right clicking the server, you can invite other people if it's allowed. You can mute it. Do not mute our server, right? But you can mute the server for a certain amount of time, right? Maybe for 15 minutes, an hour, 24 hours, or you can mute it indefinitely. The other thing that you want to take note of is the notification setting. So if you're struggling to get notifications from a server, you can set it to where you get all the messages coming through and then figure it out from there. Or you can set it to where you only get messages where somebody actually mentions your name or mentions your role, which we'll go further into later. And then of course there's a number of other settings that you are able to see. All right, and we'll dive into these other options as well, right? But this is going to be your server list on the left hand side. By clicking that, you go into the actual server. Now above the server list is going to be your direct messages. All right, so up here is where you're able to add friends and you can see who's online, who all your friends are in general, pending friends, blocked friends, and you can click the add friends button to add somebody based on their username if you have a friend in here. And then you can use this down here to go into any of those friend messages. All right. Now, the thing about typing to friends, for example, is that you can utilize this for a number of ways. All right. And the Discord has a number of options to it. So you do have access to be able to send messages, direct messages to each other. You can send gifts. You can press the plus sign and you'll be able to send files and things of that nature. You can also start voice calls. You can start video calls, pin messages, and you can actually add somebody else and create a group message. So that's kind of the way the friend system works inside of Discord. Now going back over to the Traders Guild. All right, so we're back in the Traders Guild. And as a verified member, you have free access to a number of different resources, regardless of if you're part of the private community, coaching, bought the course, or anything like that. You have access to a number of things. The first thing that you're going to notice is that I built the server in a way where it's kind of in order of where you might want to pay attention to. So starting at the top, you'll see a rules section. All right. Now, Discord is broken up into two sections. You have, two types of things within a section. Those are categories and then channels. All right. So a couple of the channels you'll see at first is the rules, which you already would have had to accept in order to join the server. Then you'll have our announcement channel where I send out any new videos or any updates that everyone needs to be aware of. But again, that's exactly what they are. It's an announcements channel. An announcements channel you can't really type inside of, right? You can just react to messages. And the same way that I showed you reactions at the beginning, it's common courtesy and normal in Discord servers for you to actually click add reaction and respond to things, regardless of if you can type back or not, regardless of if you can reply or not. You want to be using reactions to kind of show, communicate your preference and, response to things. All right. And you can click the reactions button and you can hit a trophy, or if there's already a reaction on something, you can just click that to add a reaction to it. All right. So that's what the announcements channel is going to be for. And then at the top, you'll notice our trading floor. Anyone has access to the trading floor. And this is the place where we have our market outlooks Sundays at 8 p.m. and we do market recaps on Fridays at 8 p.m. I do a number of other things in here throughout the week, but this is the public section where anybody that joins the server is able to join in on live sessions, live trading, and like I said, the scheduled sessions that I just mentioned. Now, there's a number of ways to participate inside of the trading floor. You can raise your hand and actually request to speak. And that way I can kind of pick somebody, call them up, answer a question, whatever the case is, if you have a question or something that you wanted us to go over. And so that's what the request to speak button is. And then you can always type in the chat free of charge, right? No request, no raising your hand. You can always type in the chat. So this is called an auditorium, a stage channel, but we utilize it as like an auditorium, but it's called a stage channel. And that's the type of channel that it is. So you can be aware of where we host those. Now, there's a couple buttons you'll notice at the bottom left-hand corner. And of course, you can't unmute yourself in this channel, but when you are in a channel you can unmute in, you can mute and unmute yourself in that corner. And then you can actually press the deafen button to turn off all sound, right? So let's say that you were in here, but you were also trying to listen to another video, or you got a FaceTime call or a call. You could actually press the deafen button to turn off all the sound in the first place. All right, so that's something to take into account as well. And that's going to be all for the trading floor. Now, I would suggest that being new, you want to start off in the welcome and the start here, and you want to go ahead and read through this and get an idea for everything. And it kind of is what I'm going to explain today, but this is where in any server, you're going to want to start in their welcome channel, right? We make it very easy for you to have an idea of what's going on, where to start. And a lot of your questions maybe in general could be started here in the first place. You can also find our server link here in case you want to invite somebody else. You can just copy that and send it to them. Okay. And then we have our social proof chat where, our members will drop, certificates, profits, things of that nature. And if you actually want access to our private courses, you already have access to the free mini course. But let's say you wanted access to the guide to price action, one-on-one coaching. As of right now, we offer the one-on-one coaching with the initiate. You can actually go ahead and click this link in the become an initiate section, and it will give you the initiate role so you can access these other parts of the server. Now, this takes me into roles. Okay, in Discord there's different types of roles which give you access to different parts of a server. As of right now, if you're new, you have access as to the verified role, right? And that would be, if I use someone as an example here, you see that verified role, and that gives them access to everything that role allows, right? Now, as somebody upgrades, they will get added another role, which will then be accompanied with any channels or categories that are accessible to that role. All right. So whenever you're joining into servers, and then you can see here, well, I'm probably not a good example, but you hear for someone else, they have a founder role. And so for whatever roles you have, they are color coded and they give you access to certain things. So that's what a role is. Okay. And as I was explaining earlier, you have your categories. So here, welcome is a category, the lab is a category, community is a category. And within those categories, you have different channels. And so what I'm doing is walking you through the channels within the category. All right. Now, for the sake of just organization, I tend to keep all categories closed, and then as I'm using them, I'll open them up as I go into them, because having them all open like this can be really overwhelming. So anytime I join a server for the first time, I'll just find all the drop down arrows, and I'll close them, right? I'll close all the drop down arrows like this so I can see all the categories. And then from there, I can dive in. All right. So that's the welcome category. Like I said, start here, social proof, become an initiate. Then you have the lab, which is where you'll get access to two of the most important parts of the server. Now, the weekly watch list is where I personally send out my updates from Market Outlook, from the market recap, trades that I'm personally taking or I'm eyeing or looking at, or just my thought process throughout the day. This is where I send out those updates on the ideas that we're watching and the setups we're watching throughout the week. So this is where I do the majority of the talking and updates on trades and things of that nature. So that's what the weekly watch list is, and you're going to want to, again, the same way you can right click on a server and you can turn notifications on for it, you're just going to want to make sure that you can right click the channel and you can actually make sure that you have the notifications on for that channel in general, right? And so if you have the server set to only when you get mentioned, you can go to a specific channel and have all the notifications on for that channel, because this is kind of it's like an important channel. You're going to want to know updates on our trades because you're here to learn how to trade, right? So that's kind of the weekly watch list. Now, our server has something special called the Trading Forum. And if you're aware with what a forum is, it's a place where we can come together, share ideas, ask questions, and build value over time. This is one of my favorite parts of the server. I feel like even if somebody's part of the community or going through the course or not, just from having access to old conversations or posts within this, you can gain a lot of value. All right. But at the top, you're going to see a pinned post, which is the most important. And then you'll see whatever is the most recent post. Beneath that, you'll see a bunch of the older posts that you can go through. Or if you have a specific question, you can actually search. Like, let's say you had a question about NFP. You can see somebody asked before, what is NFP? How does it affect the market? And it'll open up that post and you can see it. And you'll see here, open in full view, bang, and you can see the whole thing, right, clearly if you need to, and you can click back into the trading forum, right? So the trading forum is a base of knowledge. You can ask questions, and this is also where our monthly journal is. So most of the trade setups throughout the week, or if you yourself are looking at setups, or if you made some money, whatever, this is that place to journal. And ideally, if you look at our last one, it's ideal when you utilize it to hold yourself accountable as far as your thought process, mindset. This is also the place that I can see why somebody is taking trades, what trades they're taking, and I can give live feedback on it to help them actually get better, right? And you'll notice like people in the server dropping their charts, and I'm able to look at their charts, see any issues, and kind of give some responses and feedback to help them better their results. All right, so that's what the forum is for, and that's how you kind of use the forum. Now, I recommend that you don't just have the Discord on your computer, like going to the website. The best way to get the most out of Discord is to download the Discord app on your phone and download the Discord desktop app for your computer or for your MacBook, laptop, whatever you have, iPad, right? Actually downloading the app makes everything that I'm saying a lot easier. All right. And so that's what the lab is going to be made up of. Then we have our community section where you'll find the general community chat. You can talk in here, chat about anything trading related, not trading related, ask questions, welcome yourself. I highly recommend introducing yourself because you never know, not only, from myself or from the founders, but you never know who else you can network with in these types of environments, right? So you want to go ahead and utilize that. And so those are the text chats. Now, Discord also has something called a voice channel, all right? And the lounge is an example of a voice channel. And so when you go into it, it's similar to a Zoom, right? And so the Zoom is, similar to Zoom, you have the ability to turn your camera on, turn your camera off, mute and unmute so you can talk. You have the ability to, type in a chat and talk with individuals. So the lounge is really an area where, again, you can meet, talk, have conversations, do live trading together, even outside of the times I'm doing live trading. So it's a really dope kind of vibe for me. I use it to meet with people in the server. And that's the voice channel. The second to last category is going to be the resources category. You can find a number of things in here, such as the courses. If you don't already have access to the Market Prep mini course, you're going to want to go ahead and go into this area and click on the Market Prep mini course. Once the guide to price action is released to the public outside of our initiate members, you will be able to purchase that here as well. All right, so the guide to price action will be located here, and any other courses that we come out with along the time. There's also a number of books that I have given the PDF to, or the audio books to, that you guys can get access to, and bang, right, utilize that. Because I'm just going to be honest, trading is not just about getting better on the charts. Trading is about making yourself better, right? You're the driver, so it's not just about the car, it's about the driver, and you want to utilize these books to kind of shift your mindset. And then we have a number of tools. Well, for right now, it's only one tool, which is the pip calculator, that you can use and help you out. All right. Now, in the support section, if you have any specific Q&As, which as you can see, we're pretty effective, so no one has any questions yet. But if you have any questions and you're having trouble getting answered in other places in the server, this is the go-to place for support, and you can ask questions there and get your questions answered. All right. So that is kind of an overview to Discord. You'll notice each channel has a couple of options up here in the top right hand corner, such as to see who's a member, like see the members list or not the members list right now, to see any new notifications you got with your inbox, and yeah, that's pretty much that. Now at the top of the server, you'll notice that there's a browse channels button, and you can actually hide and unhide certain channels that you feel you do or don't need access to, right? And if you hide all the channels in a category, it'll hide all those. So let's say that you want nothing to do with community for some reason, you can actually turn off the follow, and you can uncheck that channel category and those channels, and now you'll notice it's not even on the side over here. And you can kind of declutter your server, your version of the server, if that will help you out. And if you ever feel like you're missing out on something, you can always come back and edit what you have access to in this area. Okay, so that is going to be that. As far as the utilizing Discord and the way the server goes, like I said, I highly recommend you actually download Discord, have it on your computer, have it on your phone. But this is what it is. And like I said, in the trading floor, Sundays at 8 p.m., Fridays in the evenings at 8 p.m., we do market outlook and market recap. Now, again, if you are currently don't have access to the Market Prep mini course, highly recommend you get that mini course. And if you have any other questions, like I said, hit us up inside the server. If you're brand new and you have no idea what is going on, the link to the Market Prep mini course will be in the description, and you can go ahead and click on that link, get access to the mini course, and make sure that you join the server. All right. Like I said, if you are a part of the server and you want more hands-on personalized help, you can go ahead and come to the Become an Initiate section and go ahead and click that, so you can either get access, and if you want specific one-on-one coaching, you can apply for our 6-week coaching program, which will be released in the server as well, and I'll go ahead and make another video about that. So that's an introduction to the Traders Guild server, and I look forward to seeing you utilize it and helping you win.